It's an endorsement of an election that has strengthened ZANU-PF, but which its main challenger has described as flawed. ZANU-PF is leading with an even increasing margin. In its preliminary report, the AU acknowledges irregularities and wants authorities to investigate. It's questioned the printing of 8.7 million ballot papers, 35% more than the number of registered voters and significantly higher than international best practice. The AU also expressed concern about the high number of voters being turned away at the polls.
Now let's stay with that story. We're joined by our reporter Shingai Nyoka for more on the presidential and parliamentary elections in Zimbabwe. Good evening, Shingai. Can you tell us what's the latest coming out of Zimbabwe?
The latest is coming out of here, the command center in the capital, Harare, where official results that were trickling in earlier are now really flowing thick and fast for Bakshni. We understand that there are about 6 provinces results have been announced, and this is specifically for the parliamentary seats, and it confirms what ZANU-PF had said earlier, that it is winning by a landslide. So far, it's won 137 seats, against the Movement for Democratic Change's 48 seats. The Movement for Democratic Change had a press conference earlier in reaction to the observation assessments by the African Union as well as those of SADC, and it said emphatically it will not accept these election results. It's yet to come up with a strategy, but has said that it intends to approach President Jacob Zuma to intervene in this matter and will present what it calls evidence of the irregularities that it's been claiming happened during this electoral process for Bakshni.
Shingai, you say the election results are coming in thick and fast. For how long more are we going to see the announcements being made? When will the process be wrapped up?
Well, the results that everyone really is looking at are the presidential results. Obviously, those will come at the end of the process. Legally, the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission has 5 days, or it has up until Monday, to declare a winner of these elections. But from what we understand, they intend to, or they would like to complete this process within 3 to 4 days. So this election results announcement could wrap up as early as tomorrow or even Sunday.
Shingai, in terms of the observer missions, SADC and the AU playing a bit of wordplay, if I could say that, what do you read into that?
Well, I think they're still very cautious. You're aware that even though the results are coming out and it's clear who the winner is likely to be, they're still concerned that the process is still not over. Vote counting is still continuing, the tallying of votes at different provincial levels, and they want to wait until some of these irregularities are investigated before they can declare this election, or they can call on this election. But I think many of them are afraid to call it fair because of some of the issues that they've raised about biased media reporting, also about the issue of the voters' roll, which they say many of the political parties did not have access to, and which essentially has not been scrutinized. So really at this stage they say that they would not want the election to be nullified, but they still would not want to call it fair or credible just yet.
With the first batch of results having been announced, what's the mood like on the streets of Zimbabwe?
It's a very interesting time, Bakshni. I think the best way to describe it is shock and awe. Many people might have guessed that ZANU-PF might win these elections, but I think there's surprise at the level of the win, or the likely win that they have. And this disorientation, I think, also reflects in the Movement for Democratic Change, which is yet to come up with a strategy about how they intend to tackle this problem. They say that some of their people want to go to the streets to protest. Prime Minister Changirai is calling for calm. The National Council is due to meet tomorrow on Friday, where it will chart a way forward for the party. But I think at this stage it's safe to say that there's still a level of disorientation, not just in that party, but also just in the people of Zimbabwe.
That was our Zimbabwe correspondent, Shingai Nyoka, coming to us live. Now, while observer missions called the election free and peaceful, on Twitter it was a different matter. Let's take a look at some of those tweets. Leslie tweeting very short and simple, saying Zimbabwe. Adam saying, so Mugabe has been voted back into power in Zimbabwe. How can this happen? Think about it. So clearly wrong, yet nothing is done. And Bazima saying, should South Africans have participated and accepted the results under Zim conditions, so why lower the bar? Because we don't want to upset Bob. Blessing saying, let's give peace a chance. God bless Zimbabwe. Harry Smith tweeting, don't think anyone in Zimbabwe actually recognizes a free and fair election. They've never seen one. Bongani saying, people of Zimbabwe have come to the conclusion that they will do as they are told and they have no choice.